Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers is finally here. Well, sort of. Just like with the dancing games, Persona 5 Scramble got its very own demo, and it is one heck of an introduction to the game, because technically, it's the introduction to the game. Well, it's not the gameplay demo that was showcased at Jump Festa 2020, the one that I got to play, one I think that might have been just a bit better to release as the demo. This demo instead is the first hour of the game, letting us get right back to feeling at home in Tokyo, meet the new cast, and get used to the incredible and slick new gameplay style and offer, along with reuniting with our beloved Thieves. Also, before we jump into the review of the demo, no, I will not be calling this Persona 5 Strikers, as I for one do not want to erase the cultural relevance of the term Scramble, as it directly relates to the Shibuya Scramble, and personally, I feel the main title and subtitle substitute each other perfectly, instead of getting rid of one for the other. Also, you may be wondering where the PS4 gameplay is, and while I do have it installed on my PS4, I think it's fair to say that the game runs more than smoothly than you can imagine, with crisp visuals that look phenomenal. I wanted to focus solely on the Switch version, as that was the port that most people showed actual concern in. Right off the bat, the main menu is absolutely fantastic, and while it doesn't have the aura of mystery and intrigue that P5's menu had, it is a fantastically fun, vibrant, and upbeat menu that stays in line with what P5 set up, and the music is just straight up addictive. I know you can't necessarily judge a game by its menu, but if I could, this game would already have a 10 out of 10. Although there was a mild moment of concern when, for a split second, the menu lagged. Thankfully, this was only a one-time occurrence over my entire hour's worth of playtime, and the rest of the game ran without any sort of stutter and ran very smoothly. Persona 5 Scramble, like its prequel, drops you right into the action, but instead of being a full-on tutorial that's integrated into a flash forward, this one is full-on gameplay, letting you get used to the over-the-top and screen-filling action before dropping you into the past to be filled in on just what is going on with our beloved Thieves. The opening cinematic that plays right after the flash forward is pure bliss. That's the best way to sum it up. All our friends have grown, but are the same ones we cherished the last time we were here. The animation is fluid and beautiful, and the way that the context and story is handled and intertwined builds up anticipation, along with telling us what we need to know. For example, my favorite shot from the opening is where the new character by the name of Zenkichi is following the Thieves in hot pursuit under orders, but his heart is changed when he realizes the reality of the situation, symbolized by shadow soldiers emerging. Other fun little things make rewatching this a treat, more so than it already is. The song titled You Are Stronger fits what is going on perfectly, I might add. And stands along with Wake Up, Get Out There as one of the best intro songs. The demo shows us the first hour of the story, with Joker's homecoming, the game's character development from the last game, and in between games, with just how much they've grown, and also shows us the first true taste of action and what is going on overall. We also get a look into who Zenkichi is, and the conspiracy boiling in the background. It was truly nice to see all the characters again, especially since while they have all grown in personality and relationship, they still retain who they are without changing for the worse. It was nice that Sojiro got some screen time as well, even as certain other characters who would have made sense to be there were not. The welcome home party and trip planning kept a smile firmly plastered on my face. That's not to say that the game itself didn't, but these scenes in particular were really warm and comfortable, and hearing the characters talk about life, plans, and all laugh with each other warmed my heart. In terms of the actual story involving the Phantom Thieves, Igor is once again gone, and Lavanza is the sole person in the Velvet Room. We also learn about a seemingly overly nice pop idol by the name of Alice Hiroyagi, who becomes the first target of the now off-hiatus heroes. We also meet one of the two latest members of the team, an AI who takes human form by the name of Sophia, an innocent, inquisitive, silly, and sweet addition who Joker saves from her digital prison. We also get a plot concerning phone AI and a vacation cookout, but that's all I plan to say about the story and cast, as you really should just play the demo for yourself. The gameplay here is masterful. It's absolutely addicting and just flat out fun. They managed to translate the fluid RPG gameplay aspect from Persona 5 itself and injected that directly into an action hack-and-slash game, and it works better than you could even possibly imagine. While it does take just a minute to figure out how everything works, once you do get that under control, you'll be slashing away at shadows in the blink of an eye. All of Joker's arsenal is at your command. Ranging from his daggers, gun, grappling hook, and Arsane, there's a lot to play around with here, with more being introduced to you as the player slowly over the course of the game. Thankfully, enemies do not feel spongy, taking just enough damage to not be considered pushovers, but not too much that taking out hordes of them feel like a chore. Your gun thankfully reloads its ammo after each encounter, allowing you to use it every battle you might need it. A thing I liked about using the gun was that even though you could pick out individual targets using the aiming mode, you would have to have a clear shot, otherwise your bullet might hit another enemy or miss completely. Using Arsane or any other persona you might have on your team pauses the game while you choose which ability you wish to cast. A nice touch is that instead of just targeting one enemy, the attack has an area of effect. Enemy weaknesses are still a thing that should be abused as much as you can to clear enemies quickly. If you knock down an enemy either with a lucky hit or their weakness, you can quickly clear up the hordes by using your Scramble ability to take out a large chunk of them. If you do this, it will pull in close by enemies and either do massive amounts of damage or completely wipe them out. After you kill enough enemies, you will get the ability to perform a showtime move once its bar is full. Basically, this allows you to play a cool animation before wiping out the last enemies you are dealing with, ending the battle. Enemy encounters play out like they did in Persona 5, where there are enemies walking around where if they spot you or you assault them using stealth, it causes a battle to happen where more enemies spawn in and you have to take out a crowd of them. Joker was quite agile with a dash, sprint, double jump, mid-air dash, and multiple other ways to maneuver and get around the environment. While exploring, you will naturally find treasure and be able to tackle obstacles in different ways. There are also a lot of environmental aids that will give you the upper hand in combat. I was also happy to see that just because you could play as the other characters themselves later in the game, swapping between them, persona capturing and collecting was still a thing here. Also, sadly not available in this demo was the chance to play as the other group members. While it is a bit of a bummer, trust me when I say it is worth the hype. Enemies came in several varieties, whether it be the alert drones flying around, shadow security personnel, or the shadows themselves, which we all know and love. Battles had variety each time you would be put into combat. I do like that visually, the harder the enemy, the bigger they got, and if an enemy was lower level, there would be more of them, and vice versa if there were less of them. Alice Higari, the first palace owner, is a heck of a lot of fun, being an absolutely sadistic and kink-fueled shadow of her kind-hearted public self. I know for certain that we are going to see a lot of particular fan art of her in the future. Both of her designs are wildly insane and just visually a treat to look at. Visually, the game is still very much P5, and this is definitely a good thing. The portraits are the ones we all have seen before, but the new character portraits are also top-notch, and I adore the fact that Sophia's combat portrait is basically an emoji to represent the fact that she is a computer program. Shadow Shibuya has had an overhaul and is actually closer to real life than its normal in-game counterpart, but that darn smoking booth is still there even though it's gone in real life. Guys, remove the smoking booth, it's not there anymore. Although, I guess I understand since the majority of the Tokyo map assets are the same as they were in P5, just with some mild alteration here and there. The UI is phenomenal. Almost every character, with the odd exception of Makoto, gets a space on the menus, and they each have their own fun and colorful animations to accompany them. The new map and visual icons are also a massive step up, showing you your objective clearly and characters of interest on the map while exploring. Although it's clear that there isn't as much anti-aliasing as there is on the PS4, everything still looks really nice in the game and runs really smoothly, even when the action heats up. There wasn't any slowdown at all, so if you're planning on getting the Switch port, there is no cause for concern. Also, there are still plenty of cutscenes, both in-game and animated, and both were fantastic to watch. The in-game visuals had a good weight to the fluidity of the animation, and the anime cutscenes were top-notch as usual. I don't think I can state just how perfect the music is here. From the nostalgic reused tracks from the previous games,
柄にもなく緊張してきたぜ。ああ、なんてったって怪盗団全員が集まるんだからな。
本会議中に自ら汚職を告白して辞職。次、有名小説家の S 氏、突然の断筆会見を開き、
to the new and improved remixes of songs we love.
いいぞジョーカー、このまま一気にいくぞ。まとめて型をつけてやる。
Right down to the brand new music on offer.
詰まってんな、ぶちかましてやれ。やるじゃねえか。よし、残りの敵も片付けるぞ。ジョーカーかっこいい。作戦開始だ。ド派手な登場だなジョーカー。今のでだいぶ敵の注目が集まってる。そのまま陽動よろしく。暴れ回って敵の注意を引いてくれ。みんなは作戦通りに。ジョーカーが踏ん張ってる間に頼んだ。了解。サーチライトを任したね。俺たちははっきり。
Everything is just incredible to listen to. The new metal remix of Last Surprise has to be my favorite in the demo. All the Japanese voice actors did a superb job returning to their roles. None of the voices sounded rushed, and everyone had such a grown charm to them. Also, hearing Futaba say the odd word or two here and there in English was just the cutest thing.
昼は自然の中で思いっきり遊んで、夜はバーベキューとか。バーベキューにキャンプ？リア充限定イベと呼ばれるあれか。
And listening to Ryuji and Morgana be friendly to each other was really nice. And with all that said, please go download the demo and give it a play yourself. It's only a gig big and only an hour to play, and has the perfect balance of story progression and gameplay to hook your thirst until the full release later this month. While it is strictly in Japanese right now, the gameplay and tutorials have pictures and are quite easy to understand, even without any knowledge of Japanese. Things are looking bright for Persona 5 Scramble, and I myself cannot wait to get my hands on the game when it officially releases. It's good to be back with a cast you can call your friends, and seeing their story be continued fully and truthfully is just flat out nice. As always, if you want to help support the channel, please consider sharing the video with a friend or checking out my Patreon linked in the description below. If you have any comments, questions, or recommendations, leave them down below as I read and reply to everything. Until next time, this is Thierry Williamson signing off until the next video. See ya guys!